Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into what has unfolded across the crypto market within the last 24 hours. Because even though the broader trend still looks healthy, we saw a brief period of weakness that caught a lot of traders off guard. The interesting part is that the recovery came almost immediately afterward, with Bitcoin bouncing right back to the same price region it was sitting at before that tiny dip. When you look at the hourly movement, it becomes obvious how quickly buyers stepped in, giving the market the stability it needed to maintain upward momentum. But not every asset responded the same way, and one project in particular, Monad, saw a noticeable retracement today. That's exactly what we're going to talk about, along with some important lessons that newcomers should understand, especially when it comes to topics like fully diluted valuations, supply unlocks, and early-stage volatility. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making any decision. Monad's performance today shows exactly why new investors often panic unnecessarily. Its price sat around 3.76 cents, marking about a 6.6% decline in USD terms and a similar drop against Bitcoin. Many people saw that red candle and immediately assumed something fundamental went wrong. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The trading volume was around $414 million in the last 24 hours, showing that interest is still extremely high. What actually caused more confusion than the retracement was the FDV number, about $3.8 billion, and beginners kept labeling the project as overvalued without actually understanding how FDV is calculated. FDV simply multiplies the current market price by the total possible supply, not the amount currently circulating. In Monad's case, the circulating supply is only around 414 million tokens, meaning the real active valuation, the one that matters right now, is roughly $414 million, not billions. FDV only becomes a serious concern when a project has frequent token unlocks, because every unlock injects new tokens into the market, often creating selling pressure. But this is where Monad becomes interesting. It has no major unlock events scheduled for roughly the next 12 months. That gives the network valuable breathing room to grow without the constant threat of increased supply pushing the price down. Later on, as the year progresses, the market naturally begins pricing in future unlocks. But that's something to watch months from now, not today. What's even more fascinating is that while the price cooled off, Monad's DeFi ecosystem did the complete opposite. Its TVL, total value locked, jumped nearly 27%, reaching around $160 million. For a brand new mainnet, this is extremely impressive. Developers are slowly but steadily building, protocols are launching, and the early framework of the ecosystem is beginning to take shape. It's still very early, and the list of available dApps is only starting to form, but progress is visible. Projects like Kuru and several others have already attracted attention. If you're keeping an eye on Monad's ecosystem, definitely share which platforms you're following, because the early stages of a blockchain often determine which protocols become long-term leaders. While all this was happening, Bitcoin dominance hovered near 59.15%, after tapping the 59.37% level multiple times in recent days and getting rejected each time. This is actually encouraging for altcoins because a drop in Bitcoin dominance often signals more favorable conditions for smaller projects in the near future. Bitcoin itself dipped to around $90,600 during the brief market pullback, but quickly regained most of its losses. The resistance near $91,866 remains the key level to watch. If Bitcoin can close above the 0.52 Fibonacci level, we could see another leg upward. However, resistance remains resistance, and it wouldn't be surprising to see another rejection before eventually breaking through. Now let's shift back to Monad's chart. Even though technical analysis is limited because the asset is so new, the data we do have shows a clear pattern. After hitting a wick near 5 cents around late November, Monad retraced about 26–27%. New investors often misinterpret this as a sign of weakness, but these kinds of fluctuations are absolutely normal for newly launched low-cap assets. What people forget is that even after this retracement, Monad is still up roughly 60% from its earliest trading levels. That's the nature of volatility. Strong surges upward followed by steep pullbacks. The chart shows that the price dropped below a previously established support level and then failed to reclaim it, turning it into resistance. Bitcoin's retracement contributed to the drop, but large holders likely played a role too. Early-stage tokens often experience some profit-taking from whales, which adds temporary downward pressure. Eventually, Monad found support around 3.60 cents and bounced about 7% from that low. The next resistance sits around 3.90 cents, and if the price manages to break above that zone, there's a strong chance it could quickly revisit the 4-cent region. It's important to remember that Monad's market cap is only around $414 million, ranking roughly 176th, meaning it naturally experiences much larger percentage swings than bigger, more established coins. High volatility is part of the reality for smaller caps, which is why understanding these price cycles is crucial for new investors. To wrap everything up, here are the key points. The overall market dipped briefly but recovered almost instantly. Bitcoin returned to its resistance region after bouncing from the low $90K area. Monad's retracement is completely normal for a project at this stage, especially one with a market cap under $500 million. Many newcomers confused its FDV with its real valuation, not realizing that FDV includes all future supply, not just what's currently tradable. Monad's DeFi ecosystem is growing fast, with TVL rising impressively even as the token price cooled. The project has no major token unlocks for the next year, reducing short-term sell pressure. And finally, volatility is simply part of the territory for new blockchain projects. Rapid swings are to be expected both upward and downward. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more daily crypto insights. Catch you in the next one. Stay crypto smart.